Tandem Nomads, episode 259. Growing a successful portable business without online tools would be really difficult. However, there are so many online tools out there, it might be a little bit difficult to know which ones to go with. So here are my go-to 5 online tools to grow a successful portable business, but also some messages for those of you who feel like hesitant with online tools and technologies and are not really tech savvy. So let's talk about this. Hello, Nomad Nation. Welcome to Tandem Nomads, the podcast show and entrepreneurship platform where you can find great inspiration and resources to grow a successful portable business and thrive in your global nomadic life as well as through any life transition. This is your host, Emel Deregi. I'm a business and marketing coach and the founder of Tandem Nomads. There are 3 big things that you need to make a business truly portable. The first one is your legal setup. And that is a big topic that we talked about in many different podcasts in this show. The second thing is your business model and marketing strategies, which is 90% of what we cover in Tandem Nomads. But there's also another piece that's really important, which is your online tools. In fact, without your online tools, you would not be able to build a successful portable business. So today I am going to share with you my 5 top online tools that I swear by and that have helped me grow my online portable business. But before I talk about these 5 tools, I want to address those of you who might feel very intimidated by technology. Either because you've never tried yet, or because you've tried and were very frustrated and given up a few times. So I will make a dedicated episode for you. So if you stay tuned and sign up to my newsletter, you will be able to make sure to not miss this episode where I'll give you some of my tips on how to approach it when you struggle with technology. However, the one thing I want to share with you now is that it's important to me that you realize how lucky we are and how privileged we are to actually live in a world where we have access to some of the highest technology at an affordable price, but also that is presented nowadays in such a user-friendly way that makes it easier for people who have no tech background to use them. So yes, getting familiar with online tools might require from you to get a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but know that it is such a gift that you have to be able to access to some technology that at some point only big corporate companies could access. So by dismissing this factor, you're really letting go of such an amazing opportunity for you to really propel your business to the next level thanks to these online tools. So I'm not going to go further in this. I will talk about this in the next episode, the solo episode that I'll do on the topic, but I really wanted to insist on this one. Now, if you're ready to dive into your business and actually accelerate it by building some solid online tools, I'm going to share with you my 5 top online tools that I swear by, and I just don't think I could even grow a portable business without these. And to be more specific, I'm actually going to share with you more than 5 tools. When I'm talking about 5 tools, I mean actually the 5 types of tools that you need in your business to run a successful portable business. And in each of those types, I might recommend you 1, 2, or 3 specific companies that provide those tools. But before I get started, here is a couple of notes that I want to share with you. First of all the online tools I'm going to recommend today will be listed on the show notes of this episode, so you don't have to worry to remember everything. Go to tandemnomads.com/259, and there you can find the link to download all these resources to help you grow your portable business. Also, I have a disclaimer for you. Know that some of these online tools, first of all, I'm using all these online tools, and the reason why I'm recommending them is because these are the online tools I use in my business that I've tested for many years, and I'm really happy with them, and I truly swear by them. So because I'm really, really happy, I've also decided to become an affiliate partner, which means that every time I recommend them, I get a commission by these companies. For you, it doesn't change anything. The price will not be changed. So on top of the advice you will receive on this podcast, do your research on these online tools. And then if you decide to purchase these online tools, please use the links that are provided in the show notes of this episode. I will very much appreciate your support with this. So to find all these online tools and these links, go to tandemnomads.com/259. So let's dive right into it. The first type of tool that you need is to host your content. So if you've listened to Tandem Nomads podcast before, you know that your content strategy is key to your portable business growth. By content, I mean the weekly content that you provide to your audience. This might be blogging, might be video content, or podcasting. No matter what type of content you decide to share on a consistent base with your audience, you need to host it on your own platform. Even if, for example, you decide to do a YouTube channel, I highly recommend you to not only rely on YouTube, but also make sure to embed that YouTube video on your hosting or website platform. It is the same for your podcast. If you have a podcast, you need to have it on your website. And of course, if you have a blog, you need to put it on your blog. So no matter what, in any case, you need a website to be able to host your content. At the end of the day, your website is not necessarily the place for people to find you, but is the place where you can actually nurture your audience with really valuable content. I really think that you can actually grow a successful business without a really fancy website, but you definitely want to have a place where people go to find your content and get to know what you are good at. In fact, it's your content that will make you be seen as the go-to expert when people haven't yet had the chance to experience your product or service. So here is my go-to online tool, especially for those of you who might have a podcast. However, it can be useful to even those of you who don't have a podcast and still are looking for a place basically where you can host your website and design it. The name of this tool is called Podcast Websites. So as I said, although the name is called Podcast Websites, it can also be helpful for those who don't have a podcast. So I'm going to start with those who don't have a podcast and why I recommend it. So Podcast Websites has a plug-and-play builder system that helps you design your website the way you want it to look without having any skills in web development. And if you go to tandemnomads.com, you'll see my website, and I have built this 6 years ago at the time where this episode is recorded, and I have never used the help of any web designers. I used the help of SEO experts, but no web designer has touched my website. And it looks as if it was designed by a web designer. And all I had to do was to take those modules, squares, circles, whatever, text, images, and slide them in the position where I wanted them on the page. This was really an easy process. But on top of it, I had an amazing support with the support team. And that's why I love podcast websites. The thing that we often don't talk about websites need to be protected and need to be updated on a regular basis. So a lot of the tools that offer builders don't provide that kind of support. So podcast websites provides not only a team to answer your questions whenever you have an issue, but they also solve the issue for you. They don't only answer your questions. For example, I had twice a big bug on my website. The team took care of it in no time. and I really, really highly recommend it. So podcast websites is a place, if you don't have a website still, that you could consider. Make your research, of course, compare the options of other builders, but this is definitely, for me, it has been the most smooth experience of designing a website and just having humans behind that actually are here to help me while I'm the one who's designing the website. I know that I can count on these magical hands to fix any bugs or issues that I might have. So this is the reason why I recommend it, even for those who don't have a podcast. But the true magic of podcast websites is definitely for those of you who are considering having a podcast. What you need to know is that to have a podcast, you also need a podcast host, a place where to host your podcast so that it can show up on all the podcasting apps like iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, etc. So for you to create what is called an RSS feed that these apps will retrieve, you need to have a podcast host. There's a lot of podcast hosts such as SoundCloud, Libsyn, etc. The problem with these podcast hosts is that you need to connect them to your website to make sure that people go to your website to not only listen to the podcast, but most importantly, to find the show notes, the information that go with the podcast. By the way, side note, I've seen a lot of people have podcasts with no show notes. Please don't do that. What a waste of time and energy if you don't have a show notes for your podcast. I'm not going to go into that, but you need to have a web page for each one of your episodes. So this is why podcast website is amazing. It's the only one all-in-one solution that I've found that combines podcast hosting with website hosting. So you don't need to have two different tools. Everything is managed in one place and fabulously. So highly recommend that one. Again, go to show notes of this episode, tandemnomads.com/259, and you will find the information about this. But on top of it, I also have a special discount for you if you decide to go with podcast websites. Use the promo code that I put in this resource with the link of this show to have a special discount if you decide to join. So this is really special for those who decide to use my affiliate links, and this promo code will give them this discount. Now, here's another thing, and this is specifically for those of you who are doing podcasting. If you're doing podcasting, as you know, you need a podcast host. And the podcast host, as I gave some examples of other ones, know that podcast websites have developed their own podcast hosting solution within podcast websites, and it's called Captivate. So if you already have a website and are looking for a podcast hosting solution, then check the Captivate tool. It is amazing. I can't say more than that. It is just the most amazing tool, and I love how innovative and user-friendly this tool is. And also, I really, really love the support team again. Whenever there's an issue, the support team of Captivate is there to help. So find the links of podcast websites and their sister company, Captivate. They work together and they integrate their tools together. So you'll find those resources in the show notes of this episode. All right, so now let's move on to the second type of online tools that I think is indispensable for your company and your business, and specifically your portable business, but any business nowadays, even if it's not online, you need an email marketing tool. This is so crucial to your business growth. If you really want to take your business seriously, then you need an email marketing tool. You cannot do without it. An email marketing tool, first of all, helps you grow your email list of contacts who are interested by your type of business, manage that list, and nurture the relationship with those people who signed up to your list. So this is why it's really, really important. And at the end of the day, this is the list that you use and the tool that you use to promote your offers and get clients. One of the most common tools that are used are Aweber or MailChimp, but the one that I recommend and I've been using is ConvertKit. I really found ConvertKit so user-friendly, so easy to use, but also I could rely on the customer service, which MailChimp really is not good at. I've actually been with MailChimp for many years and decided to shift from MailChimp to ConvertKit. The reason on top of the customer service was the fact that there were a lot of technical solutions, and I won't go into the details, but basically I just found that when your list grows and when your activity grows, MailChimp was not supporting that growth. And I do think that you could start with MailChimp that offers a free solution that's much better than the free solution of ConvertKit. That's true. But as soon as you grow, you'll have to pay no matter what, whether MailChimp or ConvertKit. And from the moment that you grow, then I find that ConvertKit is really much better for many technical reasons that I won't go into. And the reason I recommend to do it from the early stage is because I can tell you it was such a hassle to transport all the data from MailChimp to ConvertKit. It took hours of my VA's time to do it and a lot of time and energy from my end as well. So if you're serious about your business, then go with ConvertKit from the get-go. This is my recommendation. And for me, it's really important to have humans behind any apps that I use to be able to have the support that I need. And ConvertKit has been really reliable in that respect, on top of being such an amazingly designed and user-friendly tool. So if you're looking for an online marketing tool or to upgrade the tool you're already using, check out ConvertKit. The third category of online tools is payment solutions. Obviously, if you want to have a successful portable business, you need to be able to collect payments from your clients. So there's a ton of different tools out there, but I want to focus on the tools that I've been using most and that worked for me the best. And these are a combination of two that go together. So I'm going to start with the first one that's called SamCart. I'm actually also going to add next to SamCart another link. It's the competitor, Thrive Card. So I have never used Thrive Card, but it looks very similar to SamCart and it seems to be cheaper than SamCart. So I'm going to put both and I'll let you compare and see what works for you best. But me personally, I've used SamCart and I've been really happy with it. The only reason I would shift probably is for the costs, but even then I'm pretty happy with the tool. So I love all the solutions that SamCart offers. So what is SamCart? SamCart is a solution that provides you what we call a checkout page, a page where people enter their credit card information, their address, billing information, and process the payment. So you need to have a nice looking page when you make your offer where people can also make the payment. So SamCart offers you that solution as well as ThriveCart. Now, SamCart is not an online banking solution. It doesn't actually make the payment to your bank account. It just offers that interface that is customer friendly and there is easy to use for your customers to collect the payments. But then you will need an online banking tool to connect with SamCart, and the monopoly and the biggest company that provides that is called Stripe. I'm pretty sure there might be a couple of other companies, but Stripe is definitely one of the leaders in terms of online banking solutions to help you actually, once people enter the information on the SamCart tool, that online bank basically retrieves the information and is authorized by regulators to send the money from their account to your account via their credit card. So you need to combine both. So SamCart has a membership type of payment. You either pay per month or per year. ThriveCart is a one-time payment. And then the connection to Stripe. So Stripe takes basically a percentage of each sale. You don't pay on a regular base. You simply pay when you collect payments. And that depends on each country. So I'm not going to give you the fees, but you can on average think about 3% of each sale that this company will take, which is way cheaper than one of the online tools that a lot of people talk about when it's about online payment, which is PayPal. PayPal takes a lot of money and their online tools are not as easy to use. So I'm not going to go into PayPal either. I'm just going to focus on the tools that I use and that I like. So I would highly recommend you here to use SamCard or ThriveCard, that seems similar, combined with Stripe. And I will put the links in the show notes of this episode. Then here is the fourth tool that I swear by, and this is free. Some of it is free, not all of it actually, but it is just amazing how much I just don't know how I would manage without these tools. And these are iCloud storage solutions and sharing document solutions. And I'm sure that you might think about it when I talk about Google Drive. But on top of Google Drive is just a small piece of a bigger solution that Google provides through a tool called Google Workspace. And I'm a big fan of Google Workspace for all these tools such as Google Doc, Google Excel sheets, and all of that, Google Drive that allows you to collaborate with your team members, but also save your documents on the cloud. But on top of it, I recommend also Google Workspace to help you store or have a host for your email provider. So when you have a website, you buy your URL with a URL provider, a domain name provider, such as, for example, GoDaddy. And when you buy your URL, you're often offered website hosting and email hosting. I don't recommend to actually get your website hosted on the same place where you buy your domain name, neither your email. So you need to host your email somewhere. And I've been hosting in the past my email in the same place as my website, but I had so much spamming issues. And one of the leaders in terms of email spamming control is Google. So the best solution to host your emails that end with the domain name of your company is to use Google Workspace. So I'll let you go check the link, and there's more information there of how to use it. So my big tool to manage the business in the back end in terms of administration is Google Workspace for hosting all the documents, sharing with team members, and also hosting the email address that is linked to your domain name. So you'll find the link there of Google Workspace. But I have another extra tool that I use on top of Google Drive and Google Workspace, which is Dropbox. Oh my God, I cannot live without Dropbox. You might have heard of Dropbox as a place to save your documents or share heavy documents with other people. But Dropbox also offers a solution where you actually work on your documents on your desktop, not online, and it synchronizes automatically with the cloud. But on top of it, what I find it fantastic is that it allows you also to work with your team on documents that are saved on your hard drive and at the same time on the iCloud. So typically, I use Google Drive to work with my team on documents that are ongoing, things that change all the time and need comments. For example, if we do a newsletter, I'm going to write the newsletter, give comments, prepare the newsletter, make edits, etc. So any documents that needs a lot of edits, I do it on Google Drive. But then all my assets, which are documents that don't change, for example, visuals, podcast, audio, MP3s, all the documents that are static, that don't change, I prefer to have them on my hard drive and save them on my hard drive on top of the cloud, because it's so much easier to work on documents when they are on your hard drive. And also, I want to have a backup hard drive saver, and this is why I save all my documents on an external hard drive to my computer, just in case if there's an issue with the cloud or if there's a hack or something, I still have my hard drive as a backup plan to save all my documents. So Dropbox is a great solution to have all your documents saved at the same time on your hard drive and on the cloud, and have the team work on the documents even if they're not on the same hard drive as yours. So a combination of Google Workspace and Dropbox is my go-to place in terms of administration, managing the back end of my business, and saving everything on the cloud. And here is the fifth type of tool that I swear by. Oh my God, I fell in love with this tool for project management. So project management is really important. I really believe that when you're really organized in your projects, you get so much effective that allows you to be consistent in your marketing and your business. And when you have a team, you do need to have even more a system in place. I recommend, in terms of project management, a tool called Asana. Asana is the only way that I communicate with my team. There's no email exchange. Rarely we exchange any email. Everything happens on Asana and is so easy to use and so systematic. By the way, even if you don't have a team, I recommend Asana, which is a fantastic way to actually organize your thoughts, organize your projects, set up deadlines, have reminders, make sure that you don't forget anything. You can visualize everything in one place. So I highly recommend it. Check out Asana. And one of the things that I use Asana most for is for my weekly content. I plan my weekly content on Asana for myself first and then with my team. And there's a second little extra tool that I want to recommend on top of Asana, which is not directly project management, but I still want to put it there because I use it in project management, which is Loom. So Loom is a video solution that allows you to record your screen with audio and give feedback. For example, when I give feedback to my team and it's a bit more complex and takes too long to type, then I would record my screen and give my feedback, and that tool called Loom creates automatically a URL link where that link is automatically sent to the person you want to communicate with. Therefore, you don't need to save that video on your computer and then upload it and then send it to that person. That would take a lot of space on your computer, but on top of it, it doesn't make it easy to read. So basically, when you record that video on Loom and give feedback either to your team or your clients, I use that a lot when I give feedback to my clients. All I have to do is to simply send them that link and they review that video on that link. And Loom even tells you when that video has been reviewed. And below that video, you can also exchange with your team members or your clients for feedback or if there's any questions, etc. So that's another extra tool that I recommend, Loom. All right, so I shared with you my 5 tools. Number 1 for content hosting, number 2 for email marketing providers, number 3 for payment solutions, number 4 for iCloud storage and administration, backend management basically, and finally, project management. To find all these tools that are recommended, go to the show notes of this episode on tandemnomads.com/259. I hope that you take full benefit of these great tools, and with the tools that I use where I have an affiliate partnerships, I clearly stated on this link that you will download, you will know exactly. So I hope you will love these tools as much as I do, have a wonderful experience, and make sure to use my affiliate links. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Reach out on connect@tandemnomads.com or DM me on Instagram. I can't wait to hear from you, and stay tuned to turn your challenges into great opportunities.